Welcome back to the Wise Divine Women podcast, where we help you go from fed up to faith fueled, helping you to become the wise divine women that you've been called to be. Today, I want to introduce myself as a new functional diagnostic practitioner. And this is focused on nutrition first and answers all my crazy questions that I have when I'm going over thermography reports with all my clients. I have found that testing deeper helps you to explore more healing opportunities. So inside the Wise Divine Women Collective, I've created this community where we talk about functional health, the podcast, courses, thermography, and we create a community around it. That's been my goal overall with all of this work that I do, and trying to keep it focused and centered to make it easier for you to understand. My last podcast was about thermography and what that means to you. Today, I want to talk to you about functional health. What does it mean to be a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner? So, the frequently asked questions I get about that, right? So I want to answer those questions today. So what does it mean to be an FDNP? So as a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, we're looking for root cause. I'm looking to become more of a health detective. So not only what we visually see with thermography, what I hear in your voice, what I read in your history, I want to be able to put that together and provide the best opportunities for you. So as a graduate of FDN, I use functional lab testing and blood work, or any tests that you've had previously with your main primary practitioners, and create a DRESS protocol for you. What is that? DRESS is diet, rest, exercise, stress reduction, and then finally supplementation. This helps identify healing opportunities within your body's system rather than chasing symptoms, which seems to be why you're here in the first place. You have all these symptoms, you've done all these things, and you've had no resolve. I see this time and time again. And that's why I have committed to creating an opportunity of where we can find all of the healing opportunities for you. How is this approach different than conventional medicine? Well, time, compassion, empathy, listening, right? And helping you to not diagnose and treat disease, but rather understand why this is happening, what symptoms are out of or systems are out of balance. Where are the metabolic changes or the metabolic chaos showing up in your body? That's why I love thermography, because you and I can visually see what's going on for you. It looks upstream, like not, I have sore joints, I'm having hot flashes, I'm having, aches and pains, my feet hurt, I'm getting headaches, I have brain fog. Those are symptoms. But we want to look at hormones and gut health and detoxification pathways, stress load, inflammation, and nutrient status, right? We want to dig deeper and ask better questions. So why do I specialize in working in this, right? So I really want to focus on women 40 plus, right? When you're starting to be faced with the bigger questions, it's time for your mammogram, it's time for your colonoscopy, it's time for your ultrasound, it's time for this, let's start doing blood work, right? This is just the normal time our medical system is set up. But I want you to understand where your hormone imbalances are deeper. What does perimenopause or postmenopause mean to you personally? What breast health concerns do we have, and how are we going to approach that from a more fuller and deeper understanding? Why am I weight resistant? Why do I have fatigue? Why do I feel so burnt out? Why do I have brain fog? What digestive issues mean to the body, and what's happening inside mine? Inflammation, such a great tag word, and it's so used so much. But what does that mean to you personally? And where do my thyroid imbalances, do I even have a thyroid imbalance? Is this something I should be concerned with? So all of these questions, all of these symptoms, all of these understandings align with my Wise Divine Women Collective. This is my mission. This is my purpose. I really want to come alongside and help you answer the questions that are plaguing you night after night. So, why do I do testing? Well, lab testing outside of your doctor may pose better answers to the questions that are plaguing you, right? So, what testings do I do? What things may I recommend? The GI map, it identifies gut microbiomes. And is there parasites, bacteria, mold, fungus? What good bacteria do I have left? What's working so good? And what bad bacteria is taking over? And all sorts of nuances with that as well, nuances. The MRT, which is food sensitivity testing. So instead of imploring yourself through an elimination diet, which is just as easy, nothing wrong with that. But through an MRT or food sensitivity testing, we are identifying the foods right now that are causing problems, right? We want to be precise. We don't want to beat around the bush. We want to just focus in and get it done. The Dutch test or the IQ Fluids hormone panel with a 4-point cortisol. So either of those present the opportunity of understanding how your hormones are metabolizing in the body, what's available for your body to use, how your body is using them, what's excessive, what's deficient, and where does this play for me in my role of aging and longevity. Hair mineral analysis. So one, it helps us identify stressors, how the body is processing, what challenges are present in metabolizing your minerals, which I believe is your foundation of life. But what toxic loads do I have? Is there arsenic? Is there lead? Is there, a variety of different toxic metals that can be present to the body? And how does this impact my health? Adrenal stress testing, understanding that circadian rhythm, understanding how your body flows from morning to night. And also, and understanding the adrenals, where does that lead me moving forward in supporting my vitality, my inner life, my force, right? My life force. And do I have the energy to carry on? Blood chemistry analysis. So utilizing and understanding your blood work from your medical doctor deeper, right? Everything's a clue, right? Everything gives you a clue, even though the doctor says it's fine. But from a functional diagnostic nutrition perspective, each of these pose a better opportunity because our parameters may look at things differently. And that's my hope, is that in providing different testing models or taking those testing models and having a second look at them gives us a deeper clarity to the clues your body's already been trying to tell you. Okay. And in that, even thermography, whether it's with myself or with another company, utilizing thermography to visually understand what the body is speaking to you. Right. And we're all too busy to listen. Can I diagnose medical conditions? Absolutely not. I don't even do that with thermography. It's not my interest to diagnose. Right? If you're looking for a diagnosis, I can give you better questions to ask your medical practitioner, or we can utilize the information that we've collected as a beautiful little gift package to your medical practitioner so that you have a diagnosis. But that's not my concern. I do not diagnose, treat, or cure disease. I want to assess the patterns and provide you all the healing opportunities that are available through functional labs, through lifestyle changes, and through the dress protocol. You continue working with your primary practitioners always. You need a team. You're worth a team. Chiropractor, massage, osteopath, energy healers, medical doctors, and myself. Putting all the pieces together for you and helping you guide and create a better program of prevention and lifestyle management. So what is the dress protocol? Again, diet, rest, exercise, stress reduction, and supplementation. All the things I talk about you with thermography, right? But really digging in deeper, giving you week by week, month by month, understanding so it becomes simpler to you. It becomes more habit creating, and it's not a throw everything at the wall hoping the paint will stick or throwing the baby out in the wash. It's digging deep and understanding and analyzing the opportunities that are ahead of you. It's a foundational method that's taught through FDN and forms a framework For me, that remains consistent, so I'm not all over the place, but it allows the clients simplicity in understanding what's expected, and it allows simplicity for them in understanding, right? So thermography fits beautifully into this whole program. As a certified clinical thermographer, I use thermography as an understanding to detect patterns of inflammation and circulatory changes in the body, right? I want to use thermography as a visual tool. Where do we need to maybe dive deeper? Again, we always want to dig in to be more precise. So, do we do all the tests? Do we do 3 tests? Do we do 2? It helps us understand things better. We can monitor your breast health, your thyroid function, lymphatic congestion or lymphatic inflammation, or what's going on. What is it busy doing? Dental stress, and of course, in systematic inflammatory loads, but also microbiome presentation to the body, right? So this integrates beautifully with functional testing, because not only do we have the test results, we have the visual understanding of your life, and then we have our intake, our under sessions together where I hold you accountable. You can hold me accountable as well, but I get to ask some great questions, and I want you to consider your life fully rounded, right? You're encompassing, you're a whole person. And so we must treat you mind, body, spirit, and nutrition. And with the Dress for Success program and thermography and the test results, all of that comes together to be a simplified, deep understanding of you with goals that are achievable and changes that can be seen quickly. So what is a health clarity call? So I offer a 30-minute discovery session, right? So let's talk about your top concerns, right? Let's talk about what root causes may be present, right? What testing options can we have, and determine if even you and I like each other. Am I someone who is going to be there for you? Is that what you need right now? And also the same goes, am I going to want you as a client? Do I feel that you're committed to change? Are you ready to make changes in your life? So this is always my first step. And normally I come into this health clarity call during our follow-up calls with thermography. So during the thermography sessions, we go through history. I understand you. I listen to your voice. I see your face. I understand you. Then when we go over the thermography results together, I can then create a plan. I offer the opportunity of creating a plan for you, working one-on-one, and how this looks and works, right? During an initial consultation after our discovery call or our health clarity call, we do a 90-minute initial appointment. And during that time, we're going through your metabolic scorecard, right? Which is a deep health history. We're going through your stress and lifestyle analysis, right? We are looking at timelines, symptomology, test results you've done before. We want to discuss functional testing if we've not already done that during our clarity call and already got those underway. We then create what tests you want to choose, what goals you want to make, what things you want to be accountable for and change, how I'm going to assist you in that. We customize the next steps. We order the tests, right? So this often leads to our foundational testing and creating a 12-week structured program for you. And this is where the opportunity lies, that we get to see some great changes. We get to explore opportunities. We get to understand our spirit a bit better, right? We get to understand ourselves. And as women who are changing, going through our change of wisdom, our next season, this is just a whole encompassing mind body experience where we utilize the functional testing, right? We visualize what we can see, perhaps with thermography, but we also get to help you gain confidence in yourself and create a better understanding of where you are now to being who you want to be, right? Who is that woman? What are your goals? What are your passion projects? What's holding you back from those things? And creating momentum for change. So I do offer in-person sessions in Northern Ontario. I do offer virtual sessions worldwide, right? So all coaching and lab reviews are available virtually. All test results can be shipped anywhere. And thermography again, here in Ontario personally, and then through different companies throughout the United States and around the world, to be honest. There's thermography everywhere, even though you may not have heard of it ever, but it is available everywhere. And creating these Zoom sessions, they can be recorded. We can take notes and summarize, we can transcribe, we can go through and understand so that we have this transparent activity, that there's no opportunities to miss things. And I like Zoom or I like Google Meets where I can see the person, because sometimes it's the mannerisms that may speak into health conditions or repeated or repetitive patterns. I like speaking to the person because I like to hear the tone of the voice and the subtleness of change of tone or the pause and reflect, because those things matter. You matter as a whole person, mind, body, and spirit. So how long, this whole 90-day process is just to build confidence in yourself and understand the healing opportunities that are present for you, but to have someone come alongside of you and hold you accountable and be able to answer your questions all the time, right? So how long does it take to see results? Well, everybody is completely different, to be perfectly honest with you. What our body's willing to give, what our mind is willing to do, right? So sometimes we notice improvements in energy and digestion within 2 to 4 weeks. Hormonal shifts may take 8 to 12 weeks. The healing process is not a quick fix. For many of us, it's been 40 years, 50 years. Right? We've gone through trauma. We've gone through changes. We've explored so much in our lives. But in understanding ourselves, it takes time and time to change, right? Do I take insurance? No, I don't take insurance. Functional coaching and thermography are typically out of pocket. If you have a health spending card, perhaps you can apply that. With thermography in New Jersey, she does take spending cards, and we offer breast pain exploratory code through receipt. Here in Ontario, we offer homeopathic, and my goal eventually is to have that insurance code through nutrition eventually, but that takes time as well. So no. And I try and keep things reasonable. I am not looking for millions of dollars, right? I keep things very transparent. When you understand the cost or the fees, I break it down so you understand what my fees are, what the cost of the tests are, what time is expected, right? And then the cost of retesting as well. So do you need lab work to work with me? Not always. Right? But if it's a chronic or stubborn or complex system, testing provides us precision opportunities, right? Instead of guessing, we test, we don't guess. We want to understand so that we can achieve. And testing allows us to move from trying things like you've been doing for so many years to actually making strategic action plans. Now, can I utilize the work that you've already done with your medical doctor? Absolutely. Or you really haven't had much luck with someone else, maybe I'm the right fit, right? It is a personality thing. It is a comfort thing. So you just never know. We can always use the test work that you already have. We can always retest with new. You can always try new testing anytime, honestly. And I'm a big advocate of ask your medical doctor first. Like, let's see what we can get. So is my approach faith-based? Great question. So I find myself, even though as a Christian, I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, I am always wanting you to be solid or have a foundation in your own faith, regardless of what that is. I believe that faith integration allows a fuller aspect to you. So I integrate mind, body, nutrition, but you can never leave out the soul or the spirit in that, because I believe everyone needs to be grounded in something, have faith in something, believe in something beyond themselves. Do I love when I get to talk about Jesus? Yes. Do I love holding people accountable to their faith? Yes, regardless of what that faith is. regardless of what you believe, I still want you to hold truth to that, to go back to that and think beyond yourself. We often be very selfish or inward in our thoughts, and our life is not that. We are connected spirit to spirit, person to person, regardless of what our faith may be. That's shown in holistic medicine all the time, right? We know that energy flows from person to person, regardless of where you are, right? Intuition. I believe in intuition. I believe it's the Holy Spirit, but it's still intuition. It's that gut feeling. And I want you to sit in that. I want you to sit still long enough to hear what your body's trying to tell you, because I believe that God created an innate sense in ourselves to understand our body becoming a temple, becoming a better temple for God's purpose and passion in our lives, right? So we integrate spirit, mind, body, and nutrition. I believe it's optional, always. And I'll always know that from how you speak, how you talk, what you say, right? And I will always honor where you are. There's never a doubt. I will always honor where you are. You're a beautiful bride. You're a beautiful sister. You're a wonderful creation. So when I have the chance, of course, I want to honor biblical principles and stewardship and wisdom and all these beautiful things. That's how the wise divine women started, right? Proverbs 8, wise divine, the Holy Spirit standing on the corner. They're like Lady Wisdom, standing on the corner, yelling out at people, offering insight and hope to all. It's kind of where it started, but I'm having fun with it anyways. So I always want to remain clinically grounded, regardless of what your faith base may be. And if the opportunity arises to speak into you, have prayer, or to offer guidance, I'm there for you. I'm always there. I think it's a great opportunity for any conversation. You should never be afraid to talk about things like that. So what is the Wise Divine Women Collective? Well, it's my holistic ecosystem. Is a better word than chaos. So it's a holistic ecosystem that I've created inside the collective, right? Functional health coaching, thermography services, and follow-up advisory calls, the Wise Divine Women podcast, because I have just loved talking to so many practitioners. I'm over 200 episodes now. I think it's amazing. The Touch Your Tatas breast health program, always a work in action, but I just want you to touch your tatas, girls. Like, give them some love. They deserve it. They deserve it. And teaching not only ourselves to feel confident about self breast exams, but the goal of the Wise Divine Women is to empower you to teach generations moving forward, right? Courses and memberships are available as well down the road, if necessary, for women who are 40 plus. That's it. That's the collective, a community, a podcast, foundational testing, thermography services, just a beautiful platform, a beautiful opportunity to connect with women at any stage in life. So, well, what is that Touch Your Tatas, Dana? What is that? So it's been a work in progress for quite a few years, COVID and all this. And I just have committed to creating this signature program. It's an education program. It teaches you on creating for yourself and building confidence in yourself for a 5-minute breast exam. More so teaching you how to map out and memorize the terrain of the breast. You're not going on a hunting expedition every time you do your breast exam, right? It's mapping and understanding the texture of the breast, understanding the health through thermography, understanding the functional testing on how that metabolizes your hormones. So much to say about that. Understanding how lymphatic support is part of your breasts, detox strategies, diet, nutrition, hormone balancing, and preventative breast health care. So it's a lot, and it's been my passion project for a long time. And it really came from we have these 1 in 8 statistics, which I think is crazy. And we are all about breast cancer. And I'm like, we have to understand ourselves deeper. We can have more heart attacks. We don't pop those stats out every day. Alzheimer's or all these other crazy diseases, anytime anyone can have a disease presentation. But it's because we haven't stepped back and understood ourselves, our terrain, our ecosystem, our stress, how our emotions and trauma lay on the skin, and what things in our body we're not listening to. It's all of that. And often it reflects into the breast for women. And so many people have like, Dana, you should do cancer coaching. I don't want to do cancer coaching. I want to be part of the momentum and the movement that is helping change the system, helping change your outlook, helping change the stats beforehand, right? And it's also helping change women's perspective when they have a funny finding when they do their mammogram, a funny finding when they have their ultrasound, and being sent down the rabbit hole of fear. Maybe necessary to do further testing, but don't come at it from a fear perspective. I want you to come at it with knowledge and expectation. Having the tools, the questions, and the understanding of your whole system, your ecosystem, your environment, and how that's going to impact, regardless of what the diagnosis may be, that's necessary. Understanding you as a whole person is necessary for your outcome, how your healing process will happen, how the whole longevity of your life will be, right? Coming at things with peace, understanding, an open heart, and confidence in yourself. So can I always goes back to weight loss. So does this help me? Dana, can you help me with weight loss? Sure, of course. That's usually an end result regardless. If you're correcting the terrain of your body, if you're understanding your body through the Dress for Success program, you're addressing diet, you're addressing rest, you're addressing exercise, you're addressing your stress management, and supporting your body with supplementation. We focus on hormone balancing, metabolic repair, blood sugar stability, inflammation reduction. Weight loss is just a byproduct, right? Shouldn't be a focus. Weight loss is there telling you something is going on with your body. Sorry, weight gain or weight loss. If you have extreme weight loss, exactly. Extreme, like weight gain, nothing will budge. All of these things are signals that we're not listening to. Same as pain. I had a beautiful podcast yesterday with a woman out of Wisconsin, and hers is pain management. But again, it's only signals that the body is trying to tell you something is going on. There's imbalance happening. Are you listening? And with Functional Diagnostic Nutrition and through the Wise Divine Women Collective Functional Health Project, then we are listening. We're pausing, we're identifying, we're listening, and we're providing the healing opportunities to the body as needed to create momentum and create change. So what if you've tried everything? You have done this, you've done that, like myself. Like, I am not a perfect picture of health either. I am on a journey as well. And let me tell you, I've done HCG injections. I've dropped 40 pounds in 40 days, like way too, that was in my 40s and we could do things like that. But actually probably my 30s. But it is this incredible opportunity where we want to, investigate the underlying issues to make the best changes, best healing opportunities. So again, I've tried everything, Dana. There's nothing I haven't tried. If you're 50 plus, there's nothing you haven't tried. Atkins, keto, injections, fasting, goodness. Now it's GLP-1s and peptides. Regardless of that, if you haven't built a foundation and understood your foundational health, you're not going to have changes. You're just repeating you're just on a hamster wheel. So most women who have said this to me, I always ask, have you investigated gut pathogens? Do you know your microbiome? Have you evaluated your mineral balance? Have you looked at how your estrogen metabolism pathways are processing? Have you looked at your chronic stress and how that creates a chemical pool of chaos to your body? And are you supporting your detox properly? Right? This is always the biggest question to me is I'm doing liver detoxes. I'm drinking alkaline water. I'm taking the stuff and doing the things. There's always a missing piece. And I love helping women understand what that may be. So if you have questions yourself, please reach out. Honestly, any of the socials, my email, anything at all, just reach out. Go to my website. So, how do we get started together? Well, first, please book a health clarity call, right? Go to my website, danairvine.com, reach out. I'll send you a link. Perfect timing, perfect place for us to sit down together, answer some questions for you, and devise a plan. We're going to choose from there a yes or no. Are we going to do it? Are you in? Are you out? We're going to choose some foundational testing. We're going to create a coaching plan. And then we begin a 12-week restoration protocol, right? This is change. This is building a foundation from the bricks up, regardless of what age you are, regardless of what you've done. I take all of that into consideration. I want to know your goals, your passions, where you are, what things piss you off, right? These are all understood from our intake, from our health clarity call, and then what testing, we bring it all together. We create a personalized plan. There's no cookie cutter with this. I don't say you're going to do the same thing as Sally, the same thing as Susie, and the same thing as Jen. No, everyone's personalized because you are a unique woman. What makes me unique? What makes me, Dana, unique in this situation and why I've really dove deep into functional diagnostic nutrition is because I want to find root cause. I want to provide answers. I want to provide tools that are accessible and easy to understand, right? I am not throwing 12 supplements to you at once. That's impossible for the body to process. It's taking our time, right? So having a dual training in functional health and thermography and holistic nutrition and having faith-based training from a prayer point of view, right, from women's point of view, those types of things have become very helpful. It's creates a beautiful symbiotic relationship that's necessary for you as a wise divine woman because you are spirit, mind, body, and nutrition plays a role with that. I'm faith integrated, which is optional for you, but I still will hold you to whatever you want. Still going to hold you accountable to something beyond yourself, right? I love speaking to women who are 40 plus. I want to know hormones. I want to know goals and expectations. I've been in this menopause coaching aspect with Girls Gone Strong, with the menopause project out of UK, menopause training with Girls Gone Strong, breast health educator program with Dr. Satdam Kaur, and lots of deep reading and understanding on how the body functions. But it always comes back to what's going on with functional testing, how the thermography visualizes and understands you, and digging deep with understanding your lifestyle, the chaos of your life, what you've done, right? All the history that you could possibly give me. And we pull it all together and create a personalized 90-day program for you that works only for you, right? It's education first. I want to empower you with a deeper understanding of yourself. Education first, understanding, gentle movements, changes to create all the healing opportunities that can be available to you, regardless of where you start. Right? So I invite you today to reach out for your health strategy call. It's free. Why not? Right? You want to dive in, do one-on-one, book your initial, right? I really want you to book the strategy call so we can decide on what functional testing, what you've done, what you need. We can order those wherever you are in North America or the world. Any test can be ordered for you. It's making a commitment to yourself and making a commitment to me. Together, we work as a team to achieve greatness, right? I want you to become the wise divine woman that you've been called to be. Thank you for joining me today. Again, health strategy call, reach out anywhere, any question, any stirring of anything. Please reach out. I'm here. I love answering questions. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Wise Divine Women podcast. Thank you.